So you decided you're going to sell your home for sale by owner. You're going to cut out these real estate agents, save on that commission, and you're going to sell your house by yourself. I'm going to cover everything that you need to know if you're thinking about going for sale by owner. And we're going to get after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Thomas with Keller Williams here in St. Augustine, Florida. And if you're looking for everything you need to know about how to sell your home for sale by owner, then this is the video for you. So go ahead and tap that subscribe button below, like the video, and comment if you have any additional questions about how you may be able to sell your own house on your own. Like I've said before, we've got videos coming out every single week, so make sure you subscribe so that you stay in the know about everything going on here in our beautiful town. We've got people reaching out to us all the time, so that's to buy a home, sell a home, or to invest in a home. I'm just a call, text, or email away, and I'm here for you. Now, you're probably wondering, why would a real estate agent make a video and tell me how I can cut him out of the entire picture? Well, my hopes is that you actually see I know what I'm talking about and you decide you want to hire me anyway. But regardless of that, I'm going to cover everything that you're going to need to know and everything that we do as agents that's going to help you sell your home by owner. The first thing we want to do is cover the pros and cons of selling your home on your own or going for sale by owner, or FSBO, what we agents call it in the biz, short little acronym. So the major pro of selling your home on your own is that you save on that potential commission that you would have paid to a selling and buying agent. So typically there is no industry standard. That could be from 4 to 7%. But let's say for numbers sake that you're going to say 6%, you're going to save on that 6% commission. And in total, if you're looking at a $300,000 home, that's going to be about $18,000. That's a huge amount. So that is one of the major pros of listing a home for sale by owner and doing it yourself. You also have more control over the scheduling of the showings and the times where you're available, and if your listing's available or not. That's all within your power because you're going to be the person that's running the ball to the end zone if you're doing this all on your own. The cons of not working with an agent is that typically an agent is going to get a higher sales price than a for sale by owner. Now, you can see this pretty much in any industry, but if you just look at the used car salesman type of deal, if you have a reputable dealership, you're going to be willing and more comfortable to spend more money versus buying a car off of Facebook Marketplace from Joe Schmo who has a 95 beater that's lifted and it's $14,000. This is real things that happen. But in the real estate world, that is the same exact thing. On average, real estate salespeople can get 11% more for purchase price of the home. And that's typically how the commission's calculated anyway. So by going with an agent, if you're using averages, you're going to net about 5% more money adjusting for that 6% commission. Super important to know, and that's more money in your pocket and also less work. That's also another con of doing it all on your own. If you're working a full-time job already, you're going to essentially have to take on the role of another person doing the real estate role, which would be your agent, myself possibly. So that means that you're going to be obviously creating the listing, putting it into the MLS, doing the advertising for the listing, making sure to go to all the social media sites, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Then you can go to the Craigslist and the Facebook marketplaces and all that kind of stuff. And also the listing syndication of the multiple listing service. So you have all those things that you have to do. On top of that, you have to make sure that all the people coming through your home are qualified and you're keeping a record of who's coming through your house. So this is a full-time job. That's why people do it as full-time jobs, hence myself. This is what I do all day long. But it can be very, very difficult to handle those tasks on top of being in your already full-time job role. I'm not sure what you do on your own, but if you wanted to add another 20 to 40 hours a week working on your listing for the next couple weeks, then that's going to be totally up to you. The second con is that you're more than likely going to end up working with a real estate agent anyway. So you're going to be paying a commission in some form. So if you're going for sale by owner, we know that you get 11% less than what a real estate agent would get. On top of that, you're looking to save on commission. We know that about 74% of buyers work with a real estate agent. So you have about a 3 out of 4 chance that a real estate agent is going to bring an offer to your door, and they are going to be asking for a commission, typically half of that 4 to 7%. So like we said before, we said 6%, they're going to be asking you for 3% commission. So if you're selling your home on your own, getting less on purchase price comparatively to an agent, and on top of that, you're paying out a commission anyway, you're losing out on that 11% on the purchase price and also the 3% that you would be paying to an agent to represent a person and negotiate against you, because they would be working exclusively for the buyer. The first thing you want to do when selling your home for sale by owner is you want to set an attractive listing price. This number cannot be crazy, out of the realm of expectation. Don't just throw a number out there. You gotta have a good listing price, and that's gonna be based off of your recent comparables. In today's market, really, you could look at the past month or the past 2 months. If you go any further past that, it's really not going to give you an accurate depiction of what's going on here today. We're using active comparables because of our listing inventory being so incredibly low. So really what's available on the market is kind of what's dictating the price within the market. So this is very important to know when pricing your property. Most sellers, when they want to price their property themselves, they think it's worth way more than it actually is. Everyone is the king of their own castle, or the queen of their own castle, like they would say. Now, most people want to shoot for the stars and hope to aim on the moon. But in reality, in any market, you cannot price a property too low. Now, listen to my thinking on that. It's like, oh, it's just a realtor, he wants to get a sale. No, it's a strategy behind it, especially in a market like today where everyone knows that the seller has all the leverage. So when they see a competitively priced property in a hot market like today, you're not only going to get the more eyes on it because it's in a lower price point, but you're going to get more people competing on the property as well. So hopefully more offers. It's much easier to negotiate 10 offers against each other than it is against one offer. So if you have 10 people bidding your house up versus one, you're going to be a lot happier with the end result from that bidding process. The second thing you want to do when you are selling your home for sale by owner is make sure that your property is immaculate. You want to make sure that buyers walk in your property and they feel invited. These are simple things, but sometimes overlooked. So things that I'm talking about is making sure that everything is spick and span clean, everything has been wiped down, every mirror has been wiped down, anything that can be replaced, like a leaky faucet, things that are going to cost you a couple $100 to change, you may as well go and change them. And the one tough thing that for most sellers is like, man, this house is so nice, I might as well live here myself, because they've actually decluttered a lot, they've moved a lot of the stuff away, and they've made it a nice, inviting space. You know, these are things like making sure that if you've had dogs, maybe you clean the carpet so you get the smell out. Some people like that, some people are not okay with that. So that's going to be a factor in selling your home. Maybe that's going to be, painting the walls over again because you have people who touch their hands all over the walls. These are simple little things that you can do as a homeowner that's going to increase the amount of offers you get and also the final purchase price, which is going to net you more money in your pocket today. So when preparing your home for sale, make sure that you're using a simple checklist. We're going to go through a couple of things here. You're going to make sure that you're cleaning thoroughly, you're decluttering everything, you're staging the property. Maybe you hire a professional stager, or you already have some furniture that you want to place that could maybe bring the room to life and show buyers what this room potentially could be. Maybe especially for those awkward rooms where you already have an idea. Some people can't formulate that. So having the property staged and showing buyers what the possibility is super important to the process. You also want to make a plan for the pets and the belongings. So, I've had buyers that go into a home and they have ferrets and they're just like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. No ferrets. Let's get out of here. So they leave the house and the smell throws them off. So things like that is going to throw off any potential buyer. So if you do have maybe dogs and you have carpet, you might want to get the carpets cleaned. You might want to paint the walls. You might want to do something to alleviate the smell, because that is going to affect your potential pool of buyers. You also want to make sure that any light that's in the room is taken care of. So maybe that's a light bulb that you need to have changed. Maybe that's the blinds that need to be fixed. You want to make sure that the home is inviting and as open and natural light as possible. So any natural light you can get into the home, anything you can make it brighter and more inviting is going to help you, in the end, net more money. Don't forget, you also need to do the necessary repairs. So if there is something major that you need to take care of, the roof or the AC, if those are super old, a lot of people are going to negotiate with you anyway to get those done prior to closing, because insurance is kind of weird past the roof 16 years old, or a hot water heater that's on its last legs. So insurance is really cracking down on those things. So they've become more of a negotiation nowadays within the contract. If you have those done before, just going to make it easier for someone to hand you the money so they can move in. Also, don't forget, you do have to worry about your curb appeal. People love the outside of the homes here. During the outside of the summer, people do spend a lot of time outside, so that's super important to people. And then also hide all your valuables. So whether that's jewelry or prescription drugs, you're gonna have people coming in through your house, and they're not working with an agent more than likely if they're just walking with you. So you want to be safe, you want to be protected, you want to make sure that all your stuff, that there's no temptation for anyone. The third thing you want to do if you are selling your home for sale by owner is to invest in some advertising and some form of marketing. Now, most sellers will go by and take photos with their camera, and of course everyone's got a camera from 20 years ago for some reason, though we have 4K cameras in our phones nowadays, like I'm using to videotape. But you want to make sure that professional photos are taken. Like 80% of buyers, I'm sure it's more than that, start their search online. So they're using Zillow, realtor.com, probably my website, to look at homes before they actually go out and preview them in person. So having great photos is super important today, now more than ever. If you wanted to double down on that, you could also do a video. You could do a Matterport tour of the home where you can physically walk through the home and do a virtual tour. And you could also do a floor plan. All of these things are going to cost you money up front, typically, which is paid by the agent and then reimbursed when he's closed the deal. So when that 6% comes out, then he pays everyone up front, but then he at least reimburses those costs during those things. Or she, sorry. The fourth thing you want to do when selling your home for sale by owner is to act like a real estate agent. And that is going to be something that is very tough for you because more than likely you already have another job. So you're going to have to take on the role of real estate agent plus whatever your specific profession is. That can be a difficult task because you're going to get phone calls throughout the entire day, sometimes at 10 p.m. at night, sometimes at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's just something that we go through. And honestly, if you're looking to get people involved into the property, you got to answer the calls and you have to be polite and you got to answer all their questions. And you want to make sure that you're getting them through the home so that they have the opportunity to put an offer in for you. That's something that's very difficult to do. A lot of the times when I've gone through a for sale by owner, they do a lot of these things, especially when I'm with a buyer, where they'll hover the entire time and my buyer's walking through and it's like, they feel like they can't touch anything. Which they're not touching anything, but they're just like, they feel very uncomfortable because they can't say what they want to say about the home. They can't speak to me candidly about how they feel. So that's something that's very weird when the seller's perched up on a ledge just watching you. It's very awkward. So you can't do that. You got to, especially if you have an agent that's showing the property, you want to make sure that they have their time to walk the property and be able to feel like they're at home. Super important psychology behind the selling of a home. The other major point in acting like a real estate professional is that you have to be timely with a lot of different things. So we know by statistics that you're more than likely going to work with a buyer's agent and be paying them a commission. Buyer's agents don't typically want to work with a for sale by owner because that means they just have to do double the work. They have to coach the for sale by owner on how to sell their own home and get paid for only representing the buyer. This is a hassle for a lot of people, and unless it's in their client's best interest, they're more than likely not going to show your house because it's just way more work for the typical agent to do. Now, for myself personally, even if it's a situation where I'm getting paid 1% commission, I'm doing what's best for my people. Whoever's working with me, I want to make sure we get you the house that you want at the price that you want, and we get you to the closing table. That's my ultimate goal. The money will work itself in the end, whether you hopefully you liked what I did and you refer me another person so that 2-3% I would make back anyway. So I'm going to do what's best for my clients, but most of the time, agents are very money driven like most people are in this world, and they're going to look at their time spent on the deal. So if they have to deal with a seller who's not cooperative, that's going to be something that's very difficult and not easy to sell. And that's something that they can tell their clients to be like, hey, listen, this is a for sale by owner. This is the situation. They really don't know the whole process like we do. So there are going to be some bumps in the road to closing. And that can be a hindrance for some people that don't want to deal with that kind of situation. The fifth thing you want to do when you are selling your home for sale by owner is to ensure that every buyer coming through your home is a qualified buyer, ready, willing, and able to buy your home. Now, when using a real estate agent, the reason I'm not going to show your home to someone who's not pre-approved or ready, willing, and able is because it's a waste of my damn time. I don't want to do it. But if they are pre-qualified or they have proof of funds or pre-approved, that means that they have access to look at the home. A bank has looked and said, you know what, yeah, we'll give them a loan for $300,000, we'll give them a loan for $1 million, whatever that number is. You need to make sure that you have the proof of funds. So whether that's a pre-approval or that's a letter of the bank from the bank with their bank account numbers redacted, saying they have $1 million in the bank account, we just need some form that shows us you can afford this house and you're willing to move forward on it. So you have to be ready, willing, and able, and you also have to have your proof of funds. So that's going to be super important for you as a seller to make sure that you don't have random people just walking through your house. You have people who are qualified to buy the home and actually want to buy your house. So that's one major thing that agents do because they don't want to waste their time, and I'm sure you don't either. The seventh thing you want to do if you are selling your home for sale by owner is to go ahead and hire a title company, which has an attorney that works there as well, to make sure that everything that you're doing is correct. They're going to make sure that the title gets transferred correctly. They're going to walk you through and provide you with a lot of the documents that you're going to need in order to sell your home on your own. If you're doing this by yourself without any guidance, you're going to have a hard time because the title company is really the people that you need to be going through. So you want to make sure that you're protected legally. Go through a title company with an attorney. Make sure you do that in the very beginning. They'll be able to help you out. They'll provide you with the documents that you need in order to list your home for sale, in order to give people a property disclosure so they know what's going on in the home. That's a very important step in this process. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've gained a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of insight on how you can sell your home for sale by owner here in St. Augustine. If you did, please do me that solid and tap that subscribe button below, like the video, and comment if you have any additional questions about selling your home on your own here in St. Johns County. Like I've said before, we've got videos coming out every single week, so make sure you subscribe so that you stay in the know about everything going on here in our beautiful town. We've got people reaching out to us all the time, so whether that's selling a home, buying a home, or investing in a home, I'm here for you, and I'm a call, text, or email away.